You're going to have to forgive me if this gets a little rambly or disjointed. I filed a DMCA copyright claim against someone this week, and it was because they made a video out of a monetized video that I had. Their video was 1 minute and 1 seconds versus my video being 21 minutes 21 seconds. In their 1 minute and 1 second video, 49 seconds of it was my video. The rest of their video was not commentary, criticism, or parody, or anything that would be covered as an exception to copyright. What they did was they put subtitles just to say what people were saying in the video, you know. And then the parts where they cut little clips out of my video in between, they put things like a few minutes later, you know. And so I didn't consider it anything like commentary or criticism or fair use at all. At the end of their video, part of that 12 seconds that was not my footage was them putting up their own website's name, as if to say that they filmed this footage, not me. Nowhere in their uploading of this video to YouTube did they have any attribution back to my original video. They didn't have an in-video link. They didn't have a link in the description, which would have cooled my jets on this one. But to me, it seemed like they were trying to make a very summarized point that was already made in my video. Now, when I looked at their video, they had already hit that 301 video views point where your video views gets frozen by YouTube until they can verify. And my video had only gotten about 180 views at the time. And that really pissed me off, that they just made a little juicy point in my video. They cut it out and they put it on their channel. Then they put it on their blog, you know. And I got pissed off. I was ripped off. And I filed a DMCA claim. The first time I have ever done it here on YouTube. And I did not do so lightly because I actually have a Facebook page dedicated to stopping abuse of the DMCA. But this was not abuse. This was an actual... this was an actual good use of a DMCA claim against someone's video. Now, I'm going to put links in the description box to where they just decided to upload their video to some place where I could not DMCA it as easily. And I imagine that if I DMCA it there, they're going to move it somewhere else. And I'll just use them infringing on me again to show you guys how much of their video was derived from my video. Pretty much 100% of it, because they didn't do anything that would make that video fair use. Then I'm going to put a link to the original blog that it was in, which is how I found out that it was being used, because they basically bragged on a Facebook page that I am a part of, that they had wrote that blog about the events that happened that day. And then I'm going to put a link to another blog that they put up, which actually is going to doc drop myself to everyone, because in it they doc drop me to harass me, and they did a little bit of web sleuthing, looked up a whole bunch of things on one of the websites that I run, and they just keep on throwing out information about me. And from what I can see, it's just in order to harass me after I have filed a DMCA claim against them. Before I found this, I was thinking, I could, talk to them after getting their docs from the claim, because they counterclaimed. And I could talk to them and say, well, if you give attribution back to me, back to my original video, I will allow the video back up. I could have done that, I looked at it as an option. I don't think that they would have taken that option seriously, because what they were trying to do in their blog was actually spin a very negative view of those events, whereas they weren't as negative as their blog was trying to say. So I don't think that they would attribute back to the original source where people could see everything that happened. In fact, when they, in their second blog, the one that Doc drops me and everything, they said, well, here's another angle that's already on YouTube. And yeah, that was from one of my friends who was also there, and he also had his camera out. And so they're saying, oh, well, somebody else has it, we'll just take theirs. They embedded it this time instead of taking the video from him and then putting their own website at the end of the video. They didn't steal it from him this time, they just embedded it. And now I'm lost as to where I was in all this. But yeah, when I got the counterclaim from them, I read what they put in it, and they were like, well, it was only 49 seconds of his original video that was 21 minutes, 21 seconds. As if the percentage of the footage from my video actually mattered as much as the percentage of that clip comprised what their work was, which was, 49 seconds out of a minute and 1 second, with just, their website name at the end being a lot of the 12 seconds that it wasn't. So, yeah, I was really upset when I got this counterclaim and I saw the reasons, as if this was a legitimate counterclaim. And then I looked into what I have to do in order to keep this claim alive. This is why I looked at, asking them just to give attribution to me, because it's a lot of work to actually keep a claim alive when someone has counterclaimed, because you have to basically sue them in court. You have to press charges on them, and I'm not taking this lightly. But now I see this other blog which has basically tried to drop me into being afraid to pursue things, I guess. And I'm not feeling like backing down at all. So now I've got to file a complaint against them for copyright, which is I'm going the poor guy's way. I'm going to file with IC3, which is I'll leave a link below in case this ever happens to somebody else and you need to figure out what to do if someone counterclaims on you and it's actually a valid claim. IC3 is where you would complain to the FBI to have them check it out. Also, I'm just going to leave a link to their blog where they're harassing me. So it's actually 2 complaints now. It's cyber harassment and copyright. So I guess what I'm going to have to do from now is just wait and see what the FBI does with it, because that's where I'm at. I didn't want to be here, but that's where I'm at. So